Emma Dwyer had always laughed at ghost stories. As a student of folklore at Eastbridge University, she believed myths were born from fear. She never imagined she'd become one. It was October 12th, 1996, when she and 3 classmates, Drew, Natalia, and Blake, decided to spend a night in the infamous Shadow Boys Forest for their thesis project on modern legends. The plan: document their night, debunk the stories, and roast some marshmallows. The forest greeted them with silence. No birds, no insects, just the sound of their own feet crunching the leaves. They set up camp near what the locals called the Shadow Tree, a massive oak, its bark so dark it looked burned. It was rumored to be the center of every strange story. That night, around midnight, Drew wandered off alone with a camera, hoping to film something spooky for their report. He didn't come back. By sunrise, Emma found him, lying at the base of the shadow tree, half buried, lifeless, his skin pale and gray, eyes still open, mouth frozen in a silent scream. But there were no wounds, no blood, just stillness. His camera was found in his backpack. When they checked the footage, it showed Drew whispering, "I think I see a kid," and then a sharp jolt. The last frame? A blurry, dark figure behind him with white, lidless eyes. The police called it a medical episode. No one believed Emma, but she knew what she saw. 3 months later, Natalia was hit by a car. Blake drowned in his bathtub, alone. And Emma, well, she stopped speaking entirely, institutionalized at 23. Her journal was discovered years later. The last entry read, "The forest chose him first. Now it watches through the roots. I should have listened to Uncle." Jason and Lila Moore were searching for peace. After Lila's miscarriage, they needed space, quiet, healing. Their therapist recommended a nature retreat, and on a whim, they drove up north, stumbled across an old trail near Gray Hollow, untouched, serene. Shadow Boys Forest looked harmless under the afternoon sun. They brought sandwiches, lemonade, and their 6-year-old daughter, Sophie. She laughed, ran ahead, collecting sticks and wildflowers, until she returned holding a doll. Old, handmade, wooden, nailed together at the limbs, burned at the edges. Jason asked where she found it. "A boy gave it to me," Sophie said, smiling. "He says I remind him of his sister." Jason and Lila exchanged an uneasy glance. "What boy, honey?" She pointed behind a tree. "He's shy. He doesn't like grown-ups, but he wants me to stay." Within moments, the sky dimmed. Clouds rolled in. Time slowed. Jason's watch stopped. The forest became hushed again. Then Sophie vanished. They screamed her name for hours. Nothing. No footprints, no rustling. Just silence. Until Jason heard humming, soft, childlike. He followed it to a ring of stones in the dirt. In the center, Sophie, standing perfectly still, holding the wooden doll. When he stepped toward her, she said, "If you touch me, he'll hurt you." Jason froze. Who? A second later, he saw movement, a figure standing just beyond the trees. Small, shadowy, eyes glowing white. Then Sophie whispered, "He says this is my home now. Mommy can come too, but you'll have to bleed first." Lila's scream came from somewhere behind, followed by a sickening crunch. Jason ran. He never looked back. He lives alone now, near Gray Hollow, obsessed with the forest, warning strangers not to go near. He says sometimes, at night, he still hears Sophie's humming. Legends. There was the Harper family. They owned a cabin deep within the forest, off the path, far from town. The father, Jeremiah Harper, was a war veteran with secrets. His wife, Lucille, was known to speak to mirrors. And their children? odd, quiet, especially the youngest, Caleb. On September 3rd, 1948, all 6 Harpers were found dead. The scene was grotesque, blood smeared on the walls, words carved into the floor. "He woke me up." The bodies were mutilated, except one was missing, Caleb. No one ever found him. All that remained was a hand-drawn picture, burned at the edges, discovered inside the fireplace. A childlike drawing of 5 stick figures upside down, and one standing in shadow, surrounded by trees. Rumors swirled. Some believed the family had summoned something. Others said the boy was possessed, but most just stopped talking about it until 2003. That's when Grace Lemming, an amateur paranormal researcher, hiked into the forest. She followed clues from the old police files. She found the Harper cabin, barely standing, rotting, silent. In the cellar, she found a locked trapdoor beneath the floorboards. Inside was a narrow stone corridor, cold, damp, and wrong. And then, a room, a circular stone chamber, bones, skulls arranged neatly, candles burned to stubs. At the center, a child's bed. On the wall, scratched deep into stone. "I am the boy beneath the forest, and I am always hungry." Grace left the forest and was never seen again. Her brother later found her journal in her apartment. Dozens of pages, all repeating the same phrase. "He was never a ghost. He was a seed, and we are the forest now."